Okay, so lesson 2.2. It should be page 67 in that packet that I gave you. Okay, so it says Jenna's family. 10 points, thank you. Jenna's family is planning a trip to Oceanside, California. They will begin their trip in Scranton, Pennsylvania. They got a long way to go because that's all the way across. Not now, thank you. All the way across the United States, and they're going to travel almost 3,000 miles, 2,754 miles over 9 days. If the family travels an equal number of miles each day, how far will they travel each day? So they're telling you how many days they're traveling, 9 days. Let me zoom in a little bit here. And so all we're doing is dividing this number here by 9. And this is a pretty simple sheet to fill out here. They do ask for an estimate, and if we didn't worry about the 2 zeros, if we didn't worry about the 2 zeros and we just had a 27 there, Miss Hicks, do you know how many times 9 would go into 27? Somebody help her out? Pick somebody on. Yeah, 3 times. So then how many zeros would we add to that 3? So it would be 300. So this would be an estimate, roughly about how many times 9 would go into 2,700. And it says the first digit of the quotient is in the hundredths place. You divide and you're pulling down numbers if the divisor won't fit into it, then just put a 0 up there.
And then bring down
That's right. Then bring down the next number. I could just put a 0 here, and then bring down the 5 here. We bring down the 4 all the way here, and 9 goes into 54. How many times does 9 go into 54? Yeah, I heard somebody say it 6 times. So 54, 0 left over. And so 306 times. And that's actually really close to the estimate that we had of about 300. So we can, I think, be pretty confident that the number's correct. And it says since 306 is close to the estimate of 300, which is what I just said, the answer is reasonable. Now, if you came up with something like, let's say, 722, well, then you know you made a mistake somewhere. Either the 722 is wrong or our estimate is wrong. So Jenna's family will travel how many miles each day? 306 miles each day of the 9 days. Okay? Next page. All right, to check your answer in a division problem, multiply the quotient by the divisor. If there is a remainder, add it to the product. The result should be equal to the dividend. And so here they've got an example here, 6 going into 614. And they went ahead and did it for us, and it goes in 102 times. And there's 2 left over. There's a remainder of 2. And so what they're saying to do is to check to see if you're right, is if you multiply what you divided by with your answer, and that's what they did here. They did 102 multiplied by 6, you'd get 612. Then if you add 2 to that, what do you get? 614. And so what you notice is that you get the same answer, what you originally started with, that was being divided by another number. So if you're ever not sure if you're correct, multiply what you're dividing by your answer. If there's any remainder, add it to that, and then if it matches, then know you did it correctly. How many of you knew that you could do that? Raise your hand, I'm curious.
I knew you could do it with subtraction.
So about half of you. Okay, all right. All right. Since the result of the check is equal to the dividend, the division is correct. So 614 divided by 6 is 102, remainder 2. All right? Down at the bottom it says, try this. So 7 into, oh, that's interesting. What's going on here? Well, what can we do, Ms. Bowman, what can we do to, by 63, that's right. And that'll give us the dividend, okay? And so what's 7 times 63? Everybody do that. Yep. Hold a stick here for some points. CM for 10 points.
441.
What'd you get?
441.
441. So I could put 441 here. So N equals 441. Now the N represented what was inside. Okay. So 10 points. So actually now it's equal. Okay. B here. So 752 equals 6 times 125. So you're multiplying 6 and 125 together. We don't know what the remainder is. So how could you figure out what the remainder is? Well, 606 times 125, you're going to have to multiply that. What is 6 times 125? And you're going to get a number, and whatever that number is, you would subtract it from the 752 and see if there's anything left over, and then you'll know what the remainder is. For 10 points, Ms. Reyes, did you get it yet? Yeah, this is 750. That's correct. Now, what do I do with the 750?
Minus it by 752.
What's left over?
You get
2. So the remainder is 2, so N is 2. Nicely done, 10 points.
I did the whole problem.
Good.
I did 6.
Yeah. Here, use that one. All right, so you should be done with that packet. I'd like to do some more practice. Let's see here.
I'm still getting used to it.
Yeah, we'll keep working on it. You guys will get it.
Last year, this class, we had to do fractions for half a year because no one understands it. Oh yeah.
Okay, shh, settle down. All right, so open up your practice workbook. Open up to page 31 where it says 2.2. And let's do a couple of these together. All right. Shh. Let's look at number 3 here. I'll zoom in. So number 3 is not set up. So let's go ahead and do that. So that's going to be 2 going into, and actually I should lower that. Well, I'll make it work. Into 278. So I'm going to have somebody do this for me. Miss Bowman, what's the first thing I do here?
2 divided by 2.
Yeah, which is
1.
1. So I'm going to put a 1 right there. I'll put a 2 right there and a 0 because we're subtracting 2 from 2. All right. Now what do I do?
Bring down 7.
Okay. And how many times does 2 go into 7?
I know.
Think about it. Count it. 2, 4,
3.
3 times. Okay. And so 2 times 3 is 6. Okay. What's left over?
1.
Yeah. We're subtracting 6 from 7. That's 1 left over. Now what do I do?
Bring down the 8.
Yeah. Bring down the 8. Now the question is, how many times does 2 go into 18?
9.
Yeah, very good, huh? And what's left over?
0.
0. So there's no remainder in that one. So it should be 139. Questions on that, anybody? How many of you are understanding this a little bit better than you were, let's say, a week ago?
Definitely me.
Most of you. That's good. That's good to hear. All right. Shh. So the next half of the page, it says find the value of n in each equation. So we don't know what n is, but we need to figure it out. So it says write what n represents in the related division problems. In other words, you're going to write what n is right here. In fact, you could even just put n equals, so you know where to put it. Whoops, sorry, let me bring this out.
Can we put n equals n?
No, that would not work. Okay, so let's look at this first one here, number 5. It says n equals 3 times 45. Well, what's 3 times 45? We have to figure that out. 45 times 3. Oh, Miss Bowman, put up 10 points. Mr. Wooldridge. 3 times 45 is what? What do I do here?
Okay, 5 times 3.
Is
15.
carry the 1. Now what?
And 3 times 4
Is
is 12.
plus 1 is
13.
13. So n equals 135. All right. Mr. Storm, question.
So what you do on each of them, since it's multiplication is the inverse operation of division, are you supposed to do the multiplication first and then do whatever's left over?
It depends on the problem.
Like say number 6.
Well, let's look at number 6 right now. Let's do that one together. So this one says 643. So we know what the answer is. They gave it to us. It's 643.
Why did they just
Miss Stockland, you got that? Got to pay attention, hon. Okay, 643. Now it says 643 equals 4 times 160 plus something else. We don't know what that something else is. They're just calling it n. So what do? We need to do 160 times 4.
and then plus?
And then it's going to be adding something else to finally end up being 643. So, Miss Stockland, I'll pick on you. What's 4 times 0? What's 4 times 6?
24.
Put down the 4, carry the 2. What's 4 times 1?
4.
Plus 2 more is?
6.
Okay. So 4 times 160 is 640. Does this 640 equal 643? So what do we need to do? What is n?
3.
What's the difference between these two? This is 640. This is 643. Yeah, the difference is 3. So 4 times 160 is 640 plus n, which is going to be plus 3. So n equals 3. Do you see how that worked? Now, each one of these is a little bit different. Let's look at number 7 here. 7 says n equals, we'll just do 6 times 35, and then whatever that answer is, add 4. All right. Turn the page. Let's look at these word problems here. Let's look at number 4 together. Mr. Paulson. Keep calling people from group 1. Read that for me.
Mr. Glacier, do I put a point?
And, 10 points for you too, Miss Stockman.
Bakes 184 loaves of bread.
Shh.
in
Miss
4
Nealons, be
hours.
quiet.
How many loaves does the bakery bake in 1 hour?
Okay. So in 4 hours, the bakery bakes 184 loaves of bread in 4 hours. How many loaves does the bakery bake in 1 hour? How would you figure that out?
Wait, 4 times
Raise your what do you think?
4 times 1?
Well, 4 times 1 is 4, so that wouldn't help us any.
Or 184 times 1? Or 4?
No, that would tell us how many it. No, that wouldn't work. How many loaves does the bakery bake in 1 hour? I'll pull another stick here. Mr. Malmed, what do you think? How would you figure that out? Does 184 loaves of bread in 4 hours, how many loaves does the bakery bake in 1 hour? Yeah, divide what by what? By 60? Yeah, by 4. That's all you got to do. And then whatever that answer is, that will tell you how many they do an hour. Okay? Let's look at number 3, and then I'll end the video here. Miss Dart. Number 3, go ahead and read it for me. Francis
Is buying a
stereo system
stereo system for $196.
$196. Okay.
She wants to pay for it in 4
She wants to pay for it in 4
equal
monthly installments.
installments. What is the amount she will pay each month?
Good job. Okay. So how many, the first question is, how many months are in a year? Do you know that? Ms. Dart, how many months are in a year? Do you have any idea? Mr. Milmore?
12.
Yeah, 12 months in a year. Okay. So there's 12 months in a year. Mr. Milmore, what do we do with that 12?
Times it by what? 196 times 12.
Oh, you know what? I wasn't thinking straight. Frances is buying a stereo system for $100. She wants to pay for it in 4 equal monthly installments.
Yeah.
So it's not 12. She's not paying for it over a whole year. She's going to just take 4 months to pay for it. So that was my bad. We didn't need to know how many months are in a year. I got to put an H in there. So she wants to do it in 4 equal monthly installments. So what do we do with that 4, and what do we do with 96?
196 times 4?
No, nice.
96
Divided by 4. Okay, so that's how you would do that one. Okay. All right, I think I'll end the video here, and, yeah, go ahead and put up points.
Should I